promised the American people we would have a vote in the Senate to repeal Obamacare. We just had that vote. Every single Republican voted to repeal. Every single Democrat voted to retain the 2,700-page Washington takeover of our health care. I think the American people understand fully this issue, and they know for sure where Republicans and Democrats are. This is an issue upon which we're not likely to achieve any degree of cooperation with the administration. Although I must say there is a victory today that we celebrate, and that's Senator Johanns' amendment to get rid of the 1099 requirement did pass. It was offered by a Democrat, but essentially identical.
We started this journey, as you know, many, many months ago. We put the first bill in, and it got something like 41 votes. We tried again, and it got more votes. It got 61, but we needed 67 because of some procedural issues. And then right after we came back from the recess around the holiday, we started picking up supporters kind of in a gangbuster fashion. And as of yesterday, we picked up 61. Very, very bipartisan, Republican and Democrat. And let there be no confusion, this really was the 1099 bill that I put in some time ago. I think there was a change of about 6 words. Net effect is the same. The Senate has stood up and said, let's get rid of this.
Well, that 1099 vote was very, very important because basically I've had Democrats come up to me and say, we know that the bill is not a good bill, and we know that there are a lot of things that need to be changed. There are some things that are good in the bill, and Republicans would admit that. And had they worked with us and come together with us, I think we would have had a health care bill that everybody could support, or at least a vast majority could support. When you get 81 votes on something that we could hardly get through in the past, that's pretty impressive, and I want to thank Senator Johanns for his excellent leadership on this and the way that he's handled it. This is a budget-busting $2.6 trillion bill that we're trying to work on. Yes, we were unsuccessful today, but we do know where everybody stands. It destroys jobs, it increases health costs, raises taxes, and threatens the liberty, all in the name of one of the greatest expansions of federal power in our nation's history. Now, I'm disappointed that our friends on the other side of the aisle aren't willing to start over in a collaborative manner to bring down health care costs without putting Washington bureaucrats between us and our doctors, between patients and their doctors. Now, let me just tell you something. Democrats are fooling themselves if they think fixing their small business crushing 1099 reporting requirement is all that they need to do and is going to satisfy the American people. It's not, even though that's a wonderful move and it shows one of the major points we've made through the years.
We've made some headway. A year ago when we had this vote, we got 40 votes. Today we got 47 votes. So elections do have consequences, and I think the Democrats are still in denial about what the public believes about this. The American public made their minds up a long time ago that this bill is a loser. And the reason I think they've come to that conclusion is because it really fails on 3 fundamental issues. If the issues the American people are concerned about are jobs, spending, and debt, the tax increases in this bill, which are $1 trillion when it's fully implemented over 10 years, will destroy jobs. The spending, as has already been mentioned, $2.6 trillion over 10 years when it's fully implemented, is the exact opposite of what the American people said in the election. They want government reined in. They want spending brought under control. They don't want government expanded in the way that this massive new entitlement will. In fact, the largest expansion of government literally in the last half century. And it fails the test of what it's going to do to impact the debt, which, as we all know, at $14.3 trillion and growing by over $1 trillion every year, is going to explode in the out years when the bills come home for this new health care entitlement program. So this was a good, strong vote. It makes very clear where we stand.
These are the first steps in a long road that will culminate in 2012, whereby we will expose the flaws and the weaknesses in this legislation, where the courts will continue to review them, and most recently, just this last week, have found the health care mandate unconstitutional. We know that path that leads through the judicial branch is going to end up in the United States Supreme Court. But the problem this bill, we said from all along, is that this massive budget-busting, job-killing bill has a lot of provisions that people just don't know about because it was jammed through in such great haste on Christmas Eve just a year ago. And Senator Johans is pointing out just one of those flaws, but there are many more that will be exposed as we go through this process.
Nancy Pelosi said, first you have to pass the law before you get to find out what's in it. And this was just one of the things, the atrocious things that was in this health care law. And as new regulations come out in the weeks and the years ahead, we're going to continue to see things that the American people are going to not want any part of at all. As somebody who's practiced medicine for about 25 years in Wyoming, what I want as a doctor for my patients, for my family, you want people to be able to get the care that they need from the doctor that they want at a cost that they can afford. And this health care bill does not provide any of those three things. And that's why I continue to say this health care law is bad for patients, it's bad for providers, the doctors and the nurses who take care of those patients, and it's bad for the taxpayers.